As part of Genius New York, we've been connected with a whole bunch of different companies in the space. The network of people here is amazing. There's so many connections. If you don't know someone in the space, you're definitely at least only one step away from meeting anyone. Being part of Genius New York has significantly increased our visibility. It expands kind of the people that are aware of us, and I think it brings us a lot of value.
Hello, everyone. Less than 1%. That's the portion of the airspace below 400 feet the FAA can reliably detect non-cooperative aircraft today. Less than 1%. And what they can detect, they can't actually see. It's either a blip on a radar screen or a report they have to trust from the aircraft itself. We're Lighthouse Avionics, and our mission is to bring sight to low-altitude airspace. This is Victor, our virtual control tower system. Victor has 42 4K cameras, processes over 15 billion pixels per second, has pinpoint accuracy utilizing an integrated laser rangefinder, and provides high accuracy AI classification of objects in the airspace. No more flying blind. Victor's deployed today supporting 3 primary applications: countering unlawful drone activity, enabling safe and legal drone flights further than pilots can see, and remote control tower for airports. And yes, we do know there's a resemblance to another robot with its head in the clouds. Now here's some demos of what Victor can do. For countering drone activity, we have a whole host of interested customers, including the Air Force, Army, DHS, critical infrastructure sites, and prisons. In addition to detection, tracking, and classification, we're also working on mitigation methods. And with our partner, we've already integrated a laser system that allows us to deter drone pilots, blind onboard sensors, and prevent surveillance. And we just launched Alpha Maverick, our Victor Mini system deployed on our partner's security trailer. This allows us to take counter-drone surveillance and bring it anywhere you can park a trailer. Now here's a quick demo of Victor supporting a drone mission. If you can see in the bottom left of the screen, Victor was deployed on a tower watching over the mission. This is a real drone first responder response. A 911 call came in about a stopped garbage truck and an unresponsive driver. The drone pilot was able to get eyes on the scene immediately and redirect the ground response to the right location. This saved 60 seconds on the response, which is enough time to save lives. While the pilot was laser focused on the mission, Victor was watching the airspace, and he'd be shocked what we find up there. On this particular mission, Victor was watching for manned aircraft. If there were any potential collisions with the drone operation, we would provide an immediate audio and visual alert to the pilot to drop the drone down to a safe altitude. That's what keeps the drone flight safe and legal. Victor's also deployed for remote control tower applications. This brings enhanced safety, higher capacity, at a lower cost. Compared to competing solutions for this application, Victor's less than 10% of the cost. I'm honored to represent an incredible team. On board, we have a PhD computer vision engineer with 3 decades of experience at companies like GE, ASML, and Samsung. We have a commercial pilot with 3 decades of experience in the cockpit. We have a former chief of police. And we have an innovator who licensed patents to Tesla and who led the electronics design for the Millennium Ball in Times Square. And our most recent hire, he's turning in his credentials at the Pentagon at the end of the month to come join Lighthouse. He's a retired Army colonel with 24 years of experience in missile defense and counter-drone. And he spent 5 years in the Pentagon's Joint Staff Counter-Drone Office. The reason we were most excited to be selected for the Genius program is for the incredible network here. Each of the logos on the screen represents a partner we've either worked with already or we've put in a project proposal with. In total, on projects that we've led, we've already brought over $300,000 of funding to this ecosystem of partners. And across 16 pending project proposals, we have nearly $1 million of additional project funding budgeted for these partners. and we're super excited to do more. Remember, when you think of Lighthouse Avionics, our mission is to make airspace visibility as ubiquitous as cell coverage. Thank you, everyone. I'm Tyler, and we're Lighthouse Avionics.
Thank you for that very good presentation. So we talked a lot yesterday about your system. We got into some of the technical details. We know that you're an optical system primarily in a space with a lot of radar, a lot of RF detection. What sets your technology apart from the competition in a very saturated market? For example, why would I want yours versus others? What does it give me that your competitors don't?
Yeah, so there are a few niche applications where optical has an advantage, and so those would be areas where you want a passive sensor for some reason. So if you can't actively transmit because it gives away your position, that'd be one location, one area. Another area is where you want to augment existing coverage. So if you have radar systems already there, this is a different detection modality that would be able to cover things that have low radar cross-section but high optical cross-section. So it's an augmentation to existing detection layers, or there's certain niche applications where you need a passive system and you need to not be actively transmitting.
Thanks, and great presentation. So when we talk about optical, so I drive a car that has enhanced cruise control based on only optical sensors, and I know that it struggles when it rains, it snows, the sun shines directly in it. Are there any inherent limitations to your technology or conditions under which performance degrades?
Yeah, so we're limited to the visibility. So we're limited to line of sight. So if you only have 3 miles of visibility, we're limited to 3 miles of coverage. However, we have a high overlap on the drone market of when you're allowed to fly anyway. So if you have optical coverage for less than 3 miles, if you don't have line of sight, you can't get an approval to fly anyway. It's already part of the regulations. So there's high overlap there, so that kind of masks the weakness, but yes, we are limited by environmental conditions.
So following up on the competition question, tell us a little bit more about the basis for how you created the competitive analysis, specifically within the optical market. So you talked a little bit just about optical, what the benefits of optical are. What are your specific benefits over the rest of the optical market, and how did you do that competitive analysis?
Yeah, so the way that we designed the product was to optimize the pixels on target and then optimize the coverage area per dollar that we're providing. So the way we were able to do that is leveraging other optical systems is they triangulate, so they don't get good range on the object. So they have to put multiple units in different locations and triangulate the location of the object that they're looking at. What we've done is we've created a system where we can toggle up this top camera to go zoom in on the object, hit it with a laser rangefinder, and position it with just a single unit. So instead of needing to mesh several, you can deploy one for certain applications. So that's one advantage that we saw out there in the optical space. And the other is the ability to use low-cost sensors and optics and then use a ton of them. So that's kind of the way that we've optimized our system.
So you've packaged a lot of commercial off-the-shelf hardware into the system and wisely packaged it and put it into a great use case. In your opinion, what is the most valuable or most unique piece of IP in your system?
So I think some of the most valuable things we have are the data set that we've collected. So we have deployed units in the field, and we've been collecting video and detections and tracking for years, for 5 years now. I think that's very valuable. I do think the handoff of the lower set, so it's a fully optical system, and it hands off the lower set to the upper set, and then we can actively engage the laser rangefinder, is also pretty unique on a low-cost system.
Can you talk a little bit about your commitment to Central New York and our region? How does the company grow here?
Yeah, so there's an incredible network of folks here. Some of the ones we work most closely with are New Air, Resilience, the political buy-in is excellent for the region. And so I had the slide about the partners that we've worked with, and we've brought funding to these project partners. We want to stay where our partners are at. We want to be close to them, and we have some things in the works on working with folks like New Air and Resilience that I can't talk about right now. But we really want to work with these partners. We really want to make it work here in Syracuse.
Thank you.